Hi and welcome to howtorunahomedaycare.com. Today I have a draw and tell story for you today. This is a story that I made up for one of my daycare children. They discovered a new passion that's in their family, a hobby that their family does every summer, and he discovered it and he was excited to share it with us and excited to tell the other kids. And it was the following year, it was coming up to that time again in the season, and so I made up this little story for him. Because sometimes when you're having, when a child is going through an uneasy time, or maybe like a move, or welcoming a new sibling into the house, as daycare providers, we can help that child go through those bumpy times, those bumpy life adjustments, by giving them some extra attention and by letting them know that we listen to them and we care about them and we're paying attention to what's important to them and what they're excited about. And so by making up this story for him, it was a way that I could facilitate and strengthen the bond that he has with me, and just let him know that I'm listening to what he has to say, and that I'm excited for what he's excited about. And sometimes you'll have kids who are really affectionate and you can give them lots of extra love by hugs and kisses, but some other kids don't appreciate a lot of that type of extra attention. You know, they just need more space, kind of a kid. So this is one way to give a kid extra affection and attention without it being like physical. Okay, so here's the story. And you're welcome to use this in your home daycare. Alter it, make up your own, whatever you'd like. So I'm just gonna, I'll do a pretend name, Johnny. So Johnny had been waiting all winter for the snow to melt, and finally the snow was gone. He was so excited because whenever he went out on his back deck, his backyard, he could see that it was springtime, and that meant summer was just around the corner. And one day he was out on his back deck and he was looking at all of the tall trees, and he was feeling the warmth of the sun shine down on him, and the sun seemed to be getting stronger, so he knew that summer was so close. And as he was looking out, he heard something from his neighbor's house beside him, and he looked way up in his neighbor's tree, and what did he see? It was a bird. A bird was up in his neighbor's tree, and he watched that bird, and it flew down onto the ground. It seemed to be pecking around and looking for something. It jumped through the tall grass, and oh, you know what it did? It pulled out a worm. And then with the worm, it flew all the way back up the tree. And there was a nest in the tree. The bird was feeding its babies. And this bird flew back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, feeding its babies again and again and again. Now, Johnny was Johnny's out who I said his name was? The boy was very excited. I don't want to use my real daycare child's name. The boy was so excited because warm sun, tall trees, beautiful day, and the birds feeding their babies. He knew those were all the signs that summer was around the corner, and he was going to be able to go out and enjoy the families. Dun, 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 dun. And then, of course, all the kids say, "Sailboat." That's a sailboat. Not the best drawing of a sailboat, but it's a sailboat. He's going to be able to go and enjoy his boat with his family that summer. So that's your draw and tell for today. And I encourage you to get the kids to, if they do guess what the picture is before the end of the story, for them to hold it inside them till the very end when you invite them all to say a boat or whatever the picture is at the very end. Thanks for joining me today at howtorunahomedaycare.com.